Hey guys, welcome to the first round of GTL's main season. We had the play-ins before, that's still going on. We have one game left. We play tie tomorrow. But other than that, the main season or the first phase of the main season has started. We are streaming the game between DEIFY and NAIV. DEIFY is ready. They have 12 players here. NAIV still waiting for one more. Therefore, NAIV 2T, I assume T is playing with NAIV since this event isn't tag locked. Yeah, so this is best of seven, fixed right tiebreaker. Let's go over the rules because I'm not really familiar with them, but the main ones are blind pick is off. We do have there should be a tank limit. Seven v seven. That's what we're going ahead with. Teams can play it. We have a doubt they will. TD is hard capped at one. Artillery is banned. No other tank selection. No other limits on the tanks. Home team. DAF is the home team. They do one ban. They ban the home teams ban a map, then away teams ban a map, then home peaks team pick one. Let's see what they have banned. DEIFY has banned Proc. NAIV has banned Himmels. And their first map, as we can see, is Sand River. There is a 5-minute delay. The teams did opted for a blind pick, even though it's not default, but I like picking blind. I like the blind pick option. It somewhat stops counter picking, but teams can still see that DEIFY has 2 premium tanks. NAIV has 1 so far. Also, NAIV only has 6 players. Where did their 7th go? Yeah, I hope their 7th comes because it won't be fun to play a man down here. I don't see the playing rosters. Where are they? Okay, there they are. NAIV does have Toxic Blunt here. They do have 20 players for this, but we only see 6 so far. It'll be... No, Kaizio is their roster. So we do have a 7v7. I'm not sure who Kaizio is, though. I haven't seen him. Unless it's changed to gamer tag here, or a new comp player. But NAIV does have 7 here, and we should be on our way shortly. Make sure you predict who do you think will win. Currently, the prediction is going on. And the NAIV is in favor. No one bet for DEIFY yet. We have the first bidder for DEIFY here. Use your points. See how correct you are. Make sure to enter the giveaway as well. Three premiums from NAIV, 2 from DEIFY. That they were considered a defense-based map, especially without artillery. And I would assume that this DEIFY, it's their map. They are on the defending side, so they should be able to defend this map without any issues. But we'll see how that goes. In terms of lineup here, on the NAIV side, we have Kaiser and QL, Toxic Blunt Noodle in Toxic Blunt and Valor, Noodleton in IS7, Cynic in Bat Chat, Snipes in CS63, Chud in Light Tank, and Mr. Fuzzy in Taran, however you would like to pronounce it. Over on DeFi side, we have Zex the Max Chieftain, Jim Leahy, and Sir Burns in Valor, Chicken Hunter and Frenzy Shot and Machine, Monkeynomics in Batchat, and Caboose in T100 LT. No i7, you usually see an i7, a good anchor, especially since there's no artillery. You can either anchor him at A8 and make sure it just drops the, they won't be able to cap out. Caboose spotted them, but no shots. However, I think Caboose should return here. He's in enemy territory with Snipes pre-aiming for Caboose. We have Burns holding the backsides. Backchat, Monkeynomics just watching that side. They have left K0 open as well as A8, so NAIV does have a chance to win here because there are openings. Everything pretty stale at this point. NAIV still getting into position. They did put 4 tanks in the ditch here. Well, the light tank will eventually move out and probably apply cap pressure so his team can punish. But so far they have 3 heavies in the ditch. And similarly, DAFA has 3 heavies, 2 at D7 and 2 machines up at A8. So they do have A8 covered now and should be fine because NAIV's heavies are not leaving the dip here. Let's talk about a little bit of spectator HUD here. We did not get the targeting indicator, or sorry, spotting indicator. We still don't know who spotted. That's unfortunate. We were definitely looking forward to it. We did get a reload progress bar, so whenever now someone fires, we can see if they're reloading or not. So far, everyone is reloaded. Yeah, you can see the bar here. But so we did not get spotting or indicator, which is usually name tag turned yellow. We also didn't get swap sides. We did get reload bar, but we lost the timer up top. And did raise the bug. They registered it as a bug. Hopefully they'll fix it. But that's enough about spectator HUD. NAIV has left the north side. All their tanks are south. Their plan is to put a light hand cap and then have Tehran punish whoever tries to come for resets here. They don't have anyone on the backside, but I think they shouldn't be too worried because DEIFY does not have. They only have 1 medium and a light, and I don't see how they can push the south side with just 1 medium and a light unless they bring machines. But machines are not really that effective against hull down British heavies, I would say. Caboose doing a lot of active scouting. He hasn't lost any HP. That is huge because that's the key here. They can keep their HP and then he can spot the cap once the light tank get onto the cap. Machines are not rotating towards the north side. Both machines are going towards, at least they'll head to C1. I don't know if they'll push forward because there's a huge opening that they have to cross and then they might catch Toxic here. He's at an unsafe spot. Their machines are either E1 heal this clip. That the Valor should be right here, I would say. Be safe from the back. Chieftain overpeaked. I think it was Tehran that hit Zex the max. I don't see anyone else hitting it. Light tank. He left the cap. Or did he get blind fired? He's still full HP, so I think he accidentally drove off the cap here, giving DEIFY some more HP. And that's what I was talking about. Toxic Blunt. He was very exposed, got clipped out by those machines. Whenever if you want to place outside, you need to have a Valor. Definitely not there. He has to be here. Because then he can just turn left and help with the punish on the machine. Now they have lots of tank for free because they have no one covering him. CS still there, but the machine can be a little bit more aggressive on this side. I think that will cost NAIV the game. Losing a Valor for free. Light tank is now spotting. He's still full health. DEIFY is up on HP. Mr. Fuzzy ready to punish, but since there's no one on cap, I don't see them punishing anything. Chad went back to try to spot, but I don't see this happening. And that's one thing. If you are playing it around, you have to play around him. That means you have to slow play the game, in which the other team has to stay alive, because now that the tank is dead and it's Turan that can't really be aggressive, it needs the slow play game to punish the peaks, which he did. He did put one shot on Chieftain. But I don't see how NAIV will get out of this one. Machines are now going back. They bought enough time. We don't have the timer, but it's less than 4 minutes left. I would say 3.5. Next game, I'll start a timer for a more accurate count here. Machines came back. We have light tank on the cap, and then 3 tanks getting ready to push this Valor. They think the machines are still on the backside, but machine rotated, and I don't think they know that, so they can push all they want. I don't see this going well for them. They might take out this tank, but machine will get there to help. Cynic going in. Very, they missed a lot of shots here. DEIFY missed a lot of shots. All the tanks are alive. Cynic only took 1 shot. Noodleton went in. Now he's to get in cover if they can. The game's back on now. HP is even. Tanks are even. The problem is Cynic is in a dip here. He cannot get out. He has to stay here. Noodleton tries to escape and got shot by Monkeynomics. He is also in a bad spot. Can't get out. Getting punished now. I don't think he rammed that Valor. That wasn't necessary. They could have just bled him from the top easily. They left the high ground and just got stuck in there. Snipes seems like he got cracked. And yeah, was taken out. What's HP in favor of DEIFY? They have a tank advantage as well. Time is against NAIV. I don't see them capping this out. Kaiser's getting punished. That did get spotted by Caboose. Fired but missed. It doesn't really matter at this point. Frenzy coming in to finish Cynic. He did dump all 4 shots if I'm not wrong, and then the bat chat finished Noodleton, who was a little bit exposed. Still side on here though. Cynic is still alive, but he will go down from Gimli. But he bounced the shot. Can he clip or maybe put 2 more shots? Amarak, no. He bounced. He has heat loaded. Maybe he can get 1 more shot out. No. He goes down. Light tank still alive. Tron still alive. We'll have to see how much damage Tron did though. I think we can see the damage numbers now, but it's being overlapped by the HP. Let's see if we can figure out how much Tron did. He did 1800 from what I can tell. 1100 by the light tank QL with 1150. It's Kaizo trying to finish machine, but I think it's a bit too late. Less than 1 minute remaining. Yeah, I think that's the round will go to DEIFY here. They played it well. I still feel the biggest mistake was that Valor being at a wrong spot, getting caught out by machines. They lost the tank, and then NAIV had to make the play, which they didn't really have the time or the tanks to be aggressive. So they did make a push. It kind of worked, but then the Batchet and I7 got stuck and were never able to get out of here. Snipes also. He was out, but I think he got tracked and lost his HP. They still haven't fixed where the death tanks do not get out of. They don't gray out, so they're all alive. Seems like they're all alive, but they're not. Chat finishes. Zax, Ron finished machine. We are Wait, what just happened here? I was too busy saying they won't win, but now NAIV has finished all their tanks. So, ignore what I just said. I think the times, they have less than 30 seconds though. They need to kill Jim Leahy here. I thought I, yeah, I thought I, well, it's very close. The timer is very close. He bounced on Jim. That puts one. Mr. Fuzzy coming in from behind. Set him on fire. I can't believe it. You know, I couldn't see who's alive. I literally couldn't see who's alive. And I thought they're still, DEIFY is still winning. I'm not sure how or what exactly happened that. So it was the Tehran. They somehow made it work. Now I look like a fool here. Thinking that they're winning. Oh, sorry, they're losing. But in return, DEIFY seems to have made some mistakes. How long did the game go? It was very close. 9 minutes and 46 seconds. Yeah, I know it's less than 30 seconds. But that's a great play from NAIV. Ignore whatever I said in the last 2 minutes, though. They were in a tough spot. They made the right plays. I think it's Tehran. He just punished. So those machines, he probably would have punished those machines that were coming in. And yeah, let's go to the scoreboard here. But one thing we have learned from there, we shouldn't count a team out, especially NAIV. We're down a tank, or down two tanks. When they kill the Batchat and the I7, I thought it's over for them. But I think that's when the QL and Tehran just came into action and just start slapping tanks. Okay, on the scoreboard, we have Mr. Fuzzy in Tehran doing 4,500 damage, clutched at the last second. He shot the Valor, set him on fire, but I think he would have still, yeah, they had 20 seconds, so he would have still died. But great game from Tehran, 2 kills. Kaiser and QL, 2,300 damage, 26 assists. Definitely great game by him as well. Chad grabbing 4 kills in a light tank in Sand River. When the enemy has machine and chieftain. Great play by him. Sitting in batch at 2,100 damage. Newton A7, 1,400 damage. Snipes and CS with 400. And Toxic Bloods and Valor with 1. He was the one that got clipped out. On the DEIFY side, we have Jim Leahy in Valor, 2,800 damage. Friendly shot and machine, 700 damage at a kill. Dexter Max and Chieftain, 2,400, 2,500 damage almost. Mechanomics and Batchat, 2,400 damage. Chicken Hunter and machine, 1,300 damage. Caboose and Light Tank, 600. He was full health for the most part, but I think maybe he did 3 hits received. So I assume Tehran hit him, and then Thud might have finished. And Sir Burns with no damage, just 1-9. Looks like that could be a ram kill though. No, that's the reason we should. Good to have another co-commentator to pay more attention to what's going on, because I want to quickly watch the replay to see when did the tables turn. Yes, so while we're waiting, let's quickly see. I'll share the replay. It's main. Oh, sorry, screen. We'll go here. It's right here around this time. They were up by 1 KHP and they had a 3-to-5 ratio here, and that's where I thought the game's over. And then this minute, Monkeynomics went down and the machine got caught out. This QL punished the machines. Both machines, I think, went to the dip and they couldn't even finish QL here. Yeah, so those Batchet getting caught out and the machine going into dip, unable to finish. Unable to finish. The QL, I guess, made the difference. NAIV is ready. They won the hard part, which was the attack on Sand River. I am going to draw this giveaway and then start an icebreaker one. 41. NAIV definitely in a very strong position now, especially after that comeback towards the end. And going over the lineup, they have Noodleton and Toxic Blunt in Valor, Kaizo and Snipes in 260, MVD in Batjet, Chud in Light Tank, Demon Reality, and Mr. Fuzzy in Sturv. Over on the DEIFY side, Monkeynomics Chieftain, Unknown Slayer Valor, Sir Burns, Valor, Frenzy Shot CS, Zextam XCX, Caboose in Light Tank, and Jim Leahy in Turan. So they're playing Turan on attack as well. It did work for DEIFY. Will it? Sorry, it did work for NAIV, but will it work for DEIFY? We'll find out. NAIV opting for 260s as opposed to i7. They are faster. I think they plan to make a push towards the A line. I still prefer i7, but 260 can do the job as well. From what I can see, those 260 are just going to go forward. The plan for NAIV seems to be taking control of the mid, so I think their Valors are getting ready to push E5. That's the only reason I see they're in a very exposed spot, because this is interesting. Yeah, if they didn't push and now they're spotted on the left, why were they here if they never intended to push? Unlucky shots, like Light Tank missed a tracked Toxic Blunt twice. The Valors are now going in, and once they're forward, they'll be in a good spot to control the middle. Doodledon took a shot from Frenzy. I think the punish should have been more from DEIFY side, but they just missed. Frenzy's on a reload, put another one, missed. Zex the Max, no punish from him. Both the Valors are in the mid spot. And what I think the problem is, DEIFY does not know that two 260s and a Batjet are going to rush them. They are coming. Zex is reloading, but I hope he spots 260, because if he doesn't and they stay there, they will lose the 2 tags for free. Looks like they did get spot. No? Is he switching the mode here? They are. We see one CS already left. The second one is leaving. And 260 will be at C1. And now we see Monkeynomics in the same spot where Toxic Blood died. He has to rotate. You cannot stay there. This is one of the original maps. And when I see this happen, it definitely breaks my heart. NAIV took control of North and DEIFY South, but again, there's the first talk from Monkeynomics. We have seen this happen so many times. I don't ever expect these to happen whenever, but at least when you're in the top league. Batset clipping in 265 twice, and then DEIFY lost the tag. I feel this should not happen when you're in the top league. Both teams made this mistake. And if you are watching, if you had just stayed right here, you could have punished them for free and you are safe. At least that's what I feel. I could be wrong, That's just my opinion. Sir Burns might be able to make the cross for free because there's not in a position spot. He is going forward, is still full at that Sturv. Is he on a boost or is it like a semi-boost? He did get boosted up. Not sure when he got there. Or how he got there. I wasn't paying attention. I thought he's just sitting there. Something to explore there. Sir Burns, is he getting on the cap? What I feel he should be right here. Punishing them as they're coming in. Caboose is on the cap in the bush. And now that's another thing. If this is the first place, I feel teams should fire in the bush. And then the second is around this corner. You should not be able to cap more than 30 seconds in the bush. Why has Naive not blind fired him. That's coming down. He will get spotted though, so not an issue though. He did spot Caboose. He's there. He should take double shot. No, that's the one that penned him. Ted took one shot. Caboose took another one from the Valor. Another one from second Valor. Now he's down to 2 shots. Naive has map control. Their 260 is just bullying the mediums from DEIFY side as they're being overwatched by Bat Chat, the Valors. Naive also has a huge HP difference. 5k HP advantage here. I don't want to jump the gun here, but maybe Naive will win this game. Maybe. I'm not counting anyone out until the time's up. I've learned my lesson. It's in a pretty decent spot. It's hull down. He can spot anyone coming down the K line. I doubt DEIFY can come back. They have 1 CS, 1 Valor. Both Valors are kind of pushed forward, but if anything, I don't see any opening from DEIFY. Unless Naive peaks and let this Terran bleed them. Where's Terran now? Similarly, he's rotating, probably going to K0. K0 is a good spot, but I don't think he will have render on 260s. Chad lost some more HP. He's down to 1 shot now. We're just waiting for DEIFY wants Naive to make a play, but Naive does not really have to. They are on the defending side. DEIFY is pushing their Valors, but they got spotted by Naive's Valor. Put 1 shot in Sunburns. He retreated. Unknown Slayer is down to 1 shot, maybe 2. Can't really make a play, but he might get blinded by this Stir, and he did put 1 shot. He should go down shortly. Yeah, I mean, that Stir isn't a great spot to punish them, but I don't think they even really needed Stir, considering DEIFY lost the tank for free, and their 260 were very aggressive on the north side. Now he has twice the HP as DEIFY. They can just go in and finish, but maybe they just want to wait it out. Maybe they have another player coming. That's why they want to play full 10 minutes. Yeah, I haven't seen Kaizio. Maybe it's a rename, but he did play pretty well. If that's his first time playing comp. And even the click QL, he stayed alive. He punished those machines. And even right now, he has most of his HP. Yeah, it was a bit iffy from Naive in the beginning with their Valors being... With their Valor starting off here. They were lucky that they didn't get punished. If they had a Bat on K-line, I mean... DEIFY does not have a Bat Chat, but even a medium or 2 CS right there, they could have just deleted a tank for free. That's why I feel maybe 1 Bat Chat is... Just to have 1 Bat Chat is a good idea. It helps more often than not to have a clip. Timer's down to 22, 30 seconds. Someone got reset. MBD came in, he'll finish the light there. He was full health. He was just waiting for them to get on cap, which they did. And then a full health Bat Chat, what can you really do about it when you're down on HP? Let's look at some damage numbers here. Yeah, I wish they moved the damage numbers up. Like, it's overlapping. They did added these... Oh, actually, it's at the bottom as well. I don't know. I'm looking at the top. 2,000, 1,100. Around 24 2400 damage. Yes, 1500 so far. Stir with 3k. A lot of damage from Sturv, especially when he wasn't in the battle for the first few minutes. Knives just going in, they'll finish the remaining 2 tanks, or 1 tank. It's Frenzy Shot will go down. Naive up on. They're up 2-0. Best of 7. And we have the Mr. NVIDIA's MVP with Vostek the Beer Commander. I do like these 3D commanders. Anyway, going over score here. It's MBD 12 out of 12 pans. He did not take any damage as well. Great game by him. 4 kills, 4k damage. Mr. Fuzzy Sturb, 3k damage and a kill. Kaizen 260, 2600 damage. Snipes 262k damage. Toxic Blood and Valor 1800. Shadin. Light Tank with 600 damage and 3900 spawning. Neutral and Valor. Unfortunately, the RNG was not on his side. No damage. 12 shots fired. He was in a pretty decent spot, I felt. Because if Toxic hit some shots, I think Noodle was close to him, should have as well. But the game sometimes doesn't want you to pen here. Over on DEIFY side, friendly shot in CS, 2700 damage. Stimulate Hintron, 24 with a kill. The only kill they had. And it was the 260. Yeah, snipes. Turbot and Valor with 2 shots of damage. Zex the max in CS, 1 shot. Unknown Slayer Valor. Must have fired someone. Monkeynomics. Unfortunately, he got caught out. I hope they watch the replay and maybe we can fix that spot. Math games will be much more interesting if you don't see a tank get caught out because of bad positioning. Caboose and light tank. No damage from him. Their plan was to make him cap, but then DEIFY just got rounded. Muro, it's Naive's map. Also, if you guys have Discord server now, maybe just to help community, I was recently accepted into WoT console contributor. Feel free to join. Also, next weekend we have a 3v3 tournament. If you haven't entered yet, where is that? I don't know where it went. They had provided me with a poster. Existing. There it is. Yeah, so there's a 3v3 tournament organized by Execute Order 66 or Order 66. It's a 5 roster limit. All you need is 2 more friends to register, and the good thing is it'll be over in 2 days, so April 30th and May 1st. But you do have to register by April 28th. I will be streaming that tournament as well, or at least I'll try to if you don't have any other games. And it has some exciting prizes. It is a warm-up. I think after that they will have their main tournament, which is usually a 5v5 one. In the past they have done, I think the first one was 5v5 encounter, and the second one was also a 5v5 encounter. The second one had more limited maps. They had removed some of the maps that were not so enjoyable. But yeah, if you didn't know about it, if you haven't registered it, make sure to, if you're interested, to enter into this 3v3. Now coming back to our game between DEIFY and NAIV. DEIFY in a tough spot. They lost the first game that they shouldn't have. The second game, I don't think they had any chance. NAIV played very well. NAIV is ready. They are on the defending side. They have all their tanks picked. DEIFY need one more tank. Will we see a Tehran again? We do see two premiums from NAIV, but I don't see if they'll play a Tehran on the defending side. You can play, but it's a bit risky. Or at least I won't. I don't feel comfortable playing Tehran in defense. But we did see both teams playing Tehran in the attacking round when they were attacking in center. And we do see DEIFY with the Tehran and attacking and an E4 on the defending side from NAIV. Going over NAIV lineup here, we have MVG and Kaizo in Valor, Middleton Chud sitting in I7, Snipes in Light Tank, and Mr. Fuzzy in E4. Chud has switched from T100 LT to the I7. Over on DEIFY side, we have Jim Leahy, Chieftain, Sir Burns in I7, Frenzy Shot in CS, Monkeynomics in CS, Zex the Max in CS, Caboose in Light Tank, and Unknown Player in Tehran. They are very light on attack, and again, opting out against the bad chat. They are setting I7 towards the field. They should be careful. I was feeling, from what I thought NAIV will just push the field since they have 3 I7s. They're making somewhat of an interesting play, pushing down 5 line. It's not the safest plays if DEIFY are set up correctly, which they seem like they are. They have a tank on our CS on the lighthouse, another CS rotating towards the lighthouse. And then they have 3 tanks on the field side. This would be interesting. I wish we had that spotting indicator. DEIFY is very split. Unknown Slayer tried to shoot Kaizo, but missed. I'm not a fan of where these I7s are, but maybe DEIFY can make it. Sorry, NAIV can make it work here. Their 3 of their tanks are on the south side. What's going to happen here? They'll find out there's an I7 that they can't take out. They can't pen, and we'll see how DEIFY counters that. Because they do have a Tehran that can basically, if he's on the 8 line, can delete I7 with HE or other pens. Noodleton take a shot. I don't see why they have 2 tanks on the left side. Jim Leahy on the left, he will bleed a lot. I7 can play the left side, but DEIFY can't. And that's what I was talking about those NAIV's I7 being in the center. They just have, they are in the open, and Noodleton lost half his HP. Chud took 1 shot. Jim Leahy has to be careful. That's not a safe spot for Chieftain from what I recall. However, he's punishing Chud. Yeah, they're bleeding a lot. Noodleton down to 2 shot, Chud down to 3. I feel NAIV just gave it away. All of DEIFY is still full health except Caboose. Noodleton's down to 1 shot. He'll go out here. I don't see Chud escaping this either. Finally, a shot on Jim Leahy by E4. Yeah, that's what I was a bit hesitant about Chieftain, but he did manage to put a decent amount of shots in the middle. If DEIFY can take out these 2 tanks, they'll be in a strong spot. But they have to be careful on the south as well. Jim Leahy has to be particularly careful because E4 will just pen Chieftain like butter. Snipes is keeping them permanent spotted. That's my guess. Caboose being aggressive, wants to kill I7. He has to be careful because Noodleton is 2 shots and is facing towards Caboose. Caboose missed and took a shot. Now that is not something you want to see here. DEIFY in a very strong position. I don't see how they don't have an angle on I7 here. They know where he is. All they need to do is destroy this house and then shoot him in the side, and they'll be safe from here. One of the CS is rotating back. Now they have just 2 tanks on the backside, on 1 and 3 line with light tank. Just rotating around. Cynic is still full health. Burns peeked and took a E4 shot. I mean, it's a safe spot for I7 compared to Chieftain, but you know where there's a need for you have to play carefully. They have the advantage, so they should capitalize on it rather than rushing the plays. Burns took another shot from E4 now. We might see what just happened in the first game where DEIFY was in a strong spot and then they just threw it. Burns exploring. Chad finally took a shot. Cynic took a shot. Burns need to drop from that spot. Once you're down, once you're 2-shot, you need to stop peeking. But he's been continuously spotted by light tank. He cannot get out, so he's doing his best to dodge shots. That's down to 1 shot. Doodleton down to 1 shot. The push is coming. They should take out these I7s. Once they do, they can easily take out Cynic as well. Doodleton goes down by Monkeynomics. Chad should be next. That goes down. Caboose goes down. They have lost their light tank and the Burns goes down as well. They had a huge advantage of those first 2 tanks. They were down to 2 shots, but I don't think they got a little bit too comfortable and bled too much trying to finish those 2 tanks. Light tank was the key. And now the game's even. DEIFY is up on HP. Not by a lot though. But all their tanks are full. They have a Tehran, 3 CS and Chieftain. They cannot cap because they no longer have a light tank, and NAIV has an I7 just sitting there. They might have to play around the A cap. Let's see how much E4 did here. Their Chieftain managed 2700 damage. E4 is at 2500. I know E4 put 2 shots in the I7 and then 1 on the Chieftain. And they say Tehran's leading the bush. He's not spotted. Light tank should be careful because if Tehran hits the light, I don't think Tehran spotted yet based on how these Valor's just going forward. He can get caught out here. He's out of position. All they need, maybe another CS to help them. Monkeynomics is coming. The Valor is spotted. Unknown Slayer going towards A4. If he can get to A4, he can just farm this Valor, but I think Unknown Slayer got spotted as well. Kaizo is out of position here. He doesn't really have support. Tehran is going away. Okay, he's losing the spot, coming back now. The main thing they have to do is they have to make sure that Valor does not go back. Monkeynomics and Frenzy coming through the mid. Maybe they'll go behind Valor. Valor took a shot, put 1 in CS. They're just shot from Tehran. Good positioning. Finally, he was able to rotate. Put a shot on Kaizo. Kaizo's down to 2 shots. These 2 CS will come behind. Mr. Fuzzy also counter pushing. Might put 1 shot in Frenzy. Maybe he'll escape. And he missed. Okay, that's huge for DEIFY here. They're up a tank. And now they will start applying cap pressure. 1 CS will hold to make sure they don't push. But the light tank is free to push this 4 line, including also the I7. Zexamax goes down. He just got Amoracked by E4. E4 took a shot. If Frenzy can finish E4, this will still have a chance. Frenzy just have to make a shot count. He did. The chieftain's also getting aggressive. Where's this Tehran? I'm surprised that Tehran had a shot on e4. He did rotated. Good play by him. It's a 3v4 right now. The cap's on. Cynic's coming in next. Now they just have to punish whoever comes. They just finish him instead of maybe they can cap. Another shot from Tehran. Tehran doing very well. CS took out Valor, who was going in for reset. Jim Leahy will finish Cynic, who's shooting HC for some reason. Snipes put a shot in CS, so they got the reset. I'm not sure how much time is left here, but Jim Leahy needs to finish Chieftain. He doesn't have the cap points. Light Tank took a shot. Got another reset. Timer's down to 20 seconds. Jim Leahy, just go in, finish I7, and then CS can tuck in inside the cap. Then 18 seconds, 17 seconds. Light Tank is running away. Do they have... Are they out of time here? 30 seconds. They are out of time here. Unfortunately, we don't have the timer here. Is Light Tank coming back? No, maybe we are not out of time. I'm just guessing because Chieftain left. 7 seconds. 5. 4. Light Tank is overcommitted. He is right here. They should finish him. Okay, they capped out. GG. Good game here. DEIFY managed to pull one back. They had a good start, but then they kind of lost 2 tanks to finish those 2. But in the end, their Valor from NAIV being in a position where he was not covered by anyone, that's essentially what cost them the game. He didn't know, the Light Tank didn't spot the mediums or Tehran coming in. And by the time they were spotted, that Valor, there was not much he could have done there. He put one shot essentially. But I think that was the key turning point of this game. Your score was Mr. Fazian E4, 3600 damage. He also Emurak that CS in the end. He had 4 pens. A kill, 3600 damage. Cynic in I7, 2k damage. Assist, he was I7 on the border there. He played well. Easy snipes and 1200 damage. Ambiguous Valor 700 damage. Noodleton I7 with 1 shot. Kaizo with 1 shot and Chud with no damage. Yeah, that was a very risky play from in the mid by NAIV. I'm not a fan of that position, but maybe it can work. Over on DeFi side, we have Tehran. 5 out of 6 shot, definitely great play by him towards the end. He kept closing in, hitting his shots, so that was huge. I think that's definitely helped them a bit. Jim Leahy, Chieftain, 3500 damage. Dexter Max in CS, 2300 damage. Unfortunate, he peaked D4 and just got Emerald. Maybe you don't peak E4, but yeah, the Tehran pen D4 in return, and then it was Frenzy who took out the E4, so it worked well. Frenzy in CS with 1500 damage. Monkeynomics in CS, 1500 damage. Sir Burns in I7, 1 shot of damage. And he just essentially bled there by taking 2 shots from me for Caboose and Light Tank. 2k space spotting and no damage. I feel DeFi they didn't win the game, but they should be careful with the Light Tank. He was too aggressive and then got caught out. It definitely puts you in a tough spot when you lose your Light Tank in the beginning. Not sure what happened. Best of 7. Scores 2-1. I do want this game, Ideally, I want this to see it as like a 4-3, a team winning a tiebreaker. Now DeFi is defending. NAIV attacking. I feel Muro defense, maybe they have a slight advantage. But again, if NAIV just rushes that cap, I don't know which cap it is, but not the field side, the other cap. And if DEIFY is not in position, this game could be over in a minute. And this has happened before. I've seen Muro games finish in, I guess, less than a minute. I guess 30 seconds is a bit of exaggeration, but less than 90 seconds would be a more accurate representation. So I hope they will be prepared. I don't see it's a rush play, but it could be. They don't have a bat yet. I don't see how you can do a rush play without bat yet. But we'll find out. Going over lineup on knife side, we have MBG in Valor, Kai's Geo in Valor, Doodleton, Chud, and Cynic in I7, the same 3 I7 from the last game. Snipes in D100 LT, Vishaw Fuzzy in 26835. Over on DEIFY side, we have Unknown Slayer QL, Jim Leahy, Chieftain, Burns, Valor, Delta in I7, Caboose Ice Ford, Monkeynomics in CS, and Zex the Max in D100 LT. They switched their light tech from Caboose to Zex. And from what I can see here is they are making a push down the 4 line. It is not a rush. Maybe they want to send it under, but Lighting did a good job spotting, and they can get punished here because they were not hugging the wall. I do expect to see some more punish considering they had more chieftains, but Chad only took 1 shot, Nultan took none, and they managed to get under the hill. Now that's a great spot here, because if Lighting try to go for cap reset, like if DEIFY Lighting spot snipes, he will get out the cap. He will get punished by these I7s. So the priority for them should be take out these I7s. Bird just pushed in straight by himself. I don't know what happened here. Why did he just went in against 2 tanks who's being supported by 3 more tanks and is dead? That is definitely a play that was not needed. Delta came in. They will take out Noodleton, but Chad's still pretty healthy. I don't know if they can take out Chad because Mr. Fuzzy will be loaded and will put another shot. I just feel DEIFY got 2. Just jump the gun here. Caboose coming from the backside. Caboose will finish Chad, but will also get farmed from the back. So went up. Max missed the shot. Chieftain should finish. That's down to 1 shot, but these tanks are stuck. Delta is down to 1 shot. He'll go down. Caboose needs to get out. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Unknown Slayer also down to 1 shot. HP in favor of. It's going back and forth. Both teams have lost 2 tanks. Caboose will be the next one to go down. He shot V5 and bounced. I don't see how that happens, but then V5 high rolled. Finished the IS4. NAIV looking in a decent spot. Yeah, what I feel was DEIFY was just not prepared, or they were not sure how to handle those 2 I7 that come to the 4 line. And also when they pushed, the first tank just pushed too soon. There was a 15-second delay when the next 2 tanks pushed in. So maybe if they had pushed together, it could have been different. Not sure. However, V5 is down to 1 shot. Their light tank is still full health. If they can take out V5s, they still have a chance. HP is very even. NAIV does have 1 more tank, but the HP is even. They no longer have a tank to punish the light tank if he goes for spotting. NAIV is also split. He will spot snipes here. He did. Panda shot. Zex the Max definitely making a difference in the light tank here. Let's see, still full health. He has 2 shots of damage. Unknown Slayer was 1 shot, and I don't know how he died. I think it was the I7. He was a little bit over the ridge. Yeah, he took a shot to his engine deck. From what I can tell, he should have been careful. But I feel they still have a chance here though, because Chieftain's healthy, CS is healthy, and Light Tank is somewhere here who's also healthy. I don't see it being easier for NAIV to push into these tanks. It also depends how much time they have. B5 being one shot for Chieftain and CS. One of the Valor is two shots. Kaizeo. Cynic is also three shot for 1 KHP difference. Zex coming in for, no, he's going in for reset. He is going for B5, which is the right play to be honest, because he took a shot. Unfortunate. If he can still finish this tank, it will be fine. He bounced. Those Valors are pushing into the other side. I think he should have finished B5. Now you have, at least you have taken the shot. Monkeynomics. He over, no, did not. He just went in to finish B5. He has a lot of faith on him. He is in a cross by I7. He's using. He can go in and finish I7 though. Still risky because Snipe will have shots. He did pen, now it's there. Both of them are. I7 missed. This could be a clutch here. Just don't ram CS. Light Tank bounced again. The CS. If he'll reload before. I7 bounced on CS and they were bouncing on each other now. Light Tank penned. If CS can still finish this I7, it did. Oh man, this is close. Light Tank should be helping on this side. He goes down. Now it's 1v3. They did push the Chieftain on the other side and finish him. Kaizio is down to one shot. Jimli, he was healthy, but I think he put one in Kaizio and then one in MVG. ZXMX hugging the border. They're capping both sides with two tanks, B with one. Zex can reset those Valors from C1. He will outspot them, and the RBRT'd and missed. He'll get one more opportunity here. He's reloaded. 5 seconds. He just has to aim his shots. He can finish Kaizo. And he missed again. I think he was spotted and had to rush his shots there. Very close game though. I thought that play from DEIFY would cost them, but they did manage to get out of it. They were in a tough spot, but still HP was even. And yeah, it was close. How long did it go for? 7, so there were still 2 minutes. NAIV had the tank advantage at all time. They were, I guess the HP was even, but the having more tanks is what decided the game here. Going over damage, Mr. Fuzzy in B5, 3300 damage, just farmed. He put 2 shots on the stacks that came over to finish Noodleton and Chud. Put one in IS4 and then the one in Light Tank that was, I feel, was the crucial one. And then Light Tank not finishing B5. Because if Light Tank had finished B5, then maybe the CS didn't have to just come in the open to finish him. He took 2 shots doing that. Silicon I7, 2600 damage, 2 kills. He did bounce like 3 shots or 2 shots on the CS, so that was unlucky. Ambitious Valor, 2400 damage. Then an I7, 2400 damage. Snipes in Light Tank, 2k damage. Asian Valor, 1300 damage and a kill. Noodle in I7, 2 shots of damage. On that side, we have Jim Leahy in Chieftain, 4200 damage. Economic CS, 3600 damage and 2 kills. How much blocked? Okay, so 1 blocked, and maybe the other one was tracked. Or oh, I think the first one Dice had missed, and the second he bounced. That's what happened. Unknown Slayer in QL, 2400 damage. Delta and TS with an I7, 2 shots of damage, Zexamap, 825, assist. Caboose and I4 with 2 shots of damage, and Burns and Valor with 1 shot of damage. They're winning 3-1. All they have to do is win 1 round, while DEIFY needs to win all the remaining rounds. An uphill battle for DEIFY. For DFI. This is DEIFY's pick. Cliff. It's a balanced map. I feel one of the more balanced map. Either side can win on this one. DEIFY couldn't win a round in Sand River. That was also their pick. I hope this works out better for them. However, the first Sand River game was close, so you never know. DEIFY, they have 5 of their tanks picked, 6 now. 2 of them are premiums. Still waiting for 2 more for NAIV, and DEIFY dropped the tank. You know, I didn't check the audio quality. I hope it's okay. Round 5. Starfire's map. Going over lineup. On NAIV side, we have Noodles and Toxic and Chieftain, MVD Kaizo, Snipes and I7, Chud and Light Tank, and Mr. Fuzzy in Terran. We're on DeFi's. I don't know how to say it. Is it DeFi or is it? Yeah, definitely not DeFi. DeFi. Jim Leahy Chieftain, Delta, Valor, Frenzy Shot, and Unknown Slayer in Machine, Monkeyonomics Crown 1, Zex in CS, Boost in Tron. So both teams going with the Tron here. Maybe getting for the early punish. NAIV just sending it through the bowl while DEIFY getting ready for punish. I like what DEIFY is doing. I hope they can this run. If he can put like 2 shots in, that will be huge. He has to be careful though. Let's see. There is the first tank. He did not pan. That was crucial. That's why we have Tron for. He has to make that shot count. Now they were able to get to the bowl without just taking 400 damage, and these machines are not in the best spot. Also, Tehran not in a good spot to put any more shots. Machine will retreat though. If DEIFY can take the hill, that will be huge. I don't see them doing that because if Cronwell will try to go for hill, he will get spotted now. But at least TE doesn't have the hill either, so not major issue. DeFi are rotating out, which is definitely the right call here. CS already out of one line trans going, but I feel this light tank might spot Terran here. I7 are ready for the push with the Terran. It will be close. Even if he escapes, it will be close. Chud. No, he did get spotted here. Took 1 shot. He'll take another one from and took another such shot. He gave up on the climb because he would have a farm on and they lost the tech. Caboose, yeah, couldn't Dimley, he is also now stuck. He can't move forward or back, but it took a shot. They bounced on the Valor. HP in 2K in favor of NAIV. And a tank advantage. Toxic Blood taking shots from Machine. A good rotation from DeFi. They caught one of the chieftains out. He will go down. But Frenzy Shot got set on fire. So now these 2 I7 will finish both these machines. That was a good play. I think they needed to do something, and they even got a tank out. But then getting set on fire was unfortunate. The other machine did manage to escape. About 4k HP difference. CS taking shots. He took 1. Delta is also in a bad spot. He's in the open, and if he gets spotted, I feel those guys, the chieftains that rotated to the other side, would just punish or take him out. So initially, DeFi made the rotation through F line, took out a tank, and now they're set up for D line, which is definitely a safer play because they can be supported by those 2 tanks down south. Noodleton take 2, Noodleton take. He's Amorax. Maybe he can do. He took another shot and he's out. Wow. Unknown Slayer is on fire, making a shot count, and then who was the other gun? The Chieftain. They took out Chieftain for free now. The Mr. Fuzzy and Tehran going towards the A cap. Tanks are even. Jim Leahy took a shot from Chud, who just casually Amoragged the Chieftain on the move. Quran won. Yep, the Tehran had a render, put a big one in Quran, and Quran went from full HP to less than half. I think it's winnable for DeFi. It'll come down to Unknown Slayer. Let's see what he has in mind. He is 2k HP to get 2200 damage. Tehran 2700. That's too much damage. I like the play the CS is making. He's rotating around. He will have farm on these S7. They are pushing though. 3 tags. They just pushed over. Snipes gets on fire. If they can finish Snipe here, and he does go down. Machine goes down as well. I think I don't know. No, actually it's Unknown Slayer who went down. Snipe still alive to 1 shot. The rotation from CS was the correct move, but I don't know if he got spotted or he was just unlucky that I7 pushed 15 seconds too early. 3v5, I don't see, and twice a lot of HP advantage here. Zax, they do have a cross if they can take out these I7s. MVG down to 2 shots. Zex has to play very careful. He missed the shot. Every shot is very crucial. MVG down to 1 shot. This CS has to take out, but he has to be also careful of Duran. He is. I think he doesn't have shot on I7. Light tank coming in for Valor. Kran1 put a shot in. I7 goes down. Kran1 put another one. If he is reloading though. Turan missed and Valor put a shot as well as CS in Turan. Kran1 will be reloaded soon. Now the light tank is coming in. Turan takes another shot. I think if they can kill this Tron, this is still winnable. If this, no, not winnable anymore. Tron 1 is almost loaded. What's the score now? It's 2v2. Actually, it is winnable. Because DEIFY has a cross. Karan's also in a cross here. It's so close. CS, take out Turan. Wow, that. I7 goes down. I think NAIV just threw this game. They took out a tank for free. And yeah, GG to DeFi on winning this huge game from Dex the Max here. 5 kills, 4,500 damage. He made the rotation even though he was a little late to save the machines, but that played very well to farm those I7s. Durance helped his teammates, created the cross, and I think that's what made the difference. However, on the other side, I don't see why Naive could have just capped out or put cap pressure, let DeFi make the play, but they went. I guess they were winning up by 3-1, and I guess they thought they could just take it off. Over score, but Mr. Fuzzy and Tron, 3,600 damage. He did miss one of that crucial shots on Kranwagen, which as a result he stayed alive because he was hitting shots. And I think if that Tron had hit Kranwagen, it could have been different. But 3,600 damage, a kill. Easy snipes on I7, 2,400 damage. Kaizo on I7, 2,300 damage. Dead in light tank, 2,100 damage and 2 kills. It's MBA on I7, 1,300 damage. Toxic Blunt in Chieftain, 2 shots and Noodleton, and 1 shot in Chieftain. Yeah, so Toxic Blunt was the first guy who got clipped down by Machine, and then Noodleton was the next. Let's see how much the machines did. So Zax the Max, obviously the MVP, 5 kills, 4,500 damage. Unknown Slayer Machine, 3,200 damage. Getting 10 out of 12. That machine clipping the first, like those two Chieftain definitely helped DeFi to give them some hope, which was then capitalized by CS and Quran 1. And of course the Valor. So Delta in Valor with 2,600 damage. Monkeynomics and Quran 1, 2,100 damage. He did pen that light tank twice when he was coming in. Hitting a light tank, T1 and LT in Crown 1. At least I can't hit to save my life, but he did. So that was clutch as well. Jimla hit Chieftain with 1,800 damage, friendly shot in machine. Unfortunately, he got set on fire. He did get his clip out. He finished the first tank, but got set on fire and died. Caboose in Tehran, unfortunately, 3 shots fired. Couldn't get, wasn't able to punish the cross and then got caught out. So unfortunate. However, GG to DeFi on winning this. They were, they were not look. Things were not looking so good for DeFi here. Yeah, sorry, I said the name wrong. For the most part. I think that game was a morale booster for DeFi as well. NAIV is ready. Still waiting for one more shot. One more tank from DeFi. On D side, we have Noodleton, Toxic Blood, same chieftain. They have to be careful. They're, Noodleton, Toxic getting caught out or not able to bring the best out of British heavies so far. But maybe this game is different. Kaiser and Cynic in I7, Chud and Snipes in T50, and Mr. Fuzzy in V5. I am not a fan of TVPs, but that's just me. Over on DeFi side, we have Monkeynomics QL, Dimlehi, Chieftain, Sweet Pea, and Unknown Slayer I7, Frenzy Shot, Batchat, Caboose, and Zex in CS. So they're opting against Light Tank, which worked for them in the last game. I don't think their Light Tank was making them best out of the situation. DeFi have a Batchat. He's still loading. He wants to go to F2 from what I feel, but he wants to see if the coast is clear before he makes a play. I think it's a bit risky though. They have two mediums, both TVPs. What I feel is they're waiting for, I don't know actually what the plan is. It's a delayed push, not a push. They are pre-aimed on the crosshair. This is a great play. Do they have a render though? I don't think so, because both the CS are already on the hill. No one from maybe they had the render, but no one from NAIV was able to spot them going up. Now they have the hill, and I7s are ready. 3 I7s on the cap. Chieftains rotating well. At this point, I think DeFi are in a good position. They are, because 3 I7 around, they will get to the cap. Okay, 2 I7 on the QL, but they will get to the captain without any issues. And having two tanks on the hill is huge. This chieftain should just stay here. TVPs are pushing the ball. Batchat able to spot one of them and is moving out. Now this chieftain has to be careful that he needs to get out of here, because those TVPs will clip him. Frenzy shot. Trying to get an angle. Jim Leahy has to be very careful. However, the cap pressure is on. They need to focus on cap here. Cynic is coming in, but he'll just bleed because they have to overpeak to get the resets. They're not watching I7. Why are they not watching I7? Put one bounce, 16 seconds. I7 is reloading. He will get 2 more chances, or at least 1 more. He's trying to get a reset. He has to overcommit 9 seconds. Monkeynomics. God, I don't know who shot it. 14 seconds. Jim Leahy and everyone else is still full health. I don't know how this I7's not losing more HP. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Chieftain is overcommitting. Cynic took a shot. This I7 should go down here. They should focus this I7 finishing. They made the right play. They made NAIV overcommit. Now they need to take the I7. Then they need to take out Chieftain. While the tanks on top are bleeding V5. I7 is down to 1 shot. He goes down. They still have 3 tanks. Monkeynomics down to 1 shot. They need to rotate HP better. Monkeynomics has to be careful. He is 1 shot. Can he put 1 more? He goes down. Sweet Pea and Unknown Slayer. They need to stop worrying about capping and finish that Chieftain. Mr. Fuzzy is on 1 shot. He goes down. These I7 has to take advantage of this because Noodleton is on top. It is a 2v1. I'm not too worried about it. Chud Studley goes down on the backside. Noodleton fighting 2 CSs in a cross. The Batchat goes down. I7s finally push forward to take out the Chieftain here. They're on the cap. Zexamac down to 1 shot. Caboose was helping the backside. And Noodleton was just able to farm. He's just outplaying his 2 CS. This should not have happened. 25 seconds on the cap timer. Max has to be careful. Now Snipes is also there. On the bottom side, Jim Leahy took out I7. These I7s made a very smart play. Instead of staying low where they could get resets from the top, they moved forward. It's down to 11 seconds. DEIFY does have more tanks. Zexamaps dropped from the hill, making it buying a little bit more time for his team. Jim Leahy also alive. And yeah, I think I7s took a little bit longer to kill those chieftains, the chieftain. But they did made a great play towards the end when they, instead of staying low and could have a chance to get reset, they moved forward, hugged the hill, and there was not much he could do at that point. The score's back even, and that's what we like to see. Going up to the tiebreaker, I don't know who's going to be defense or attack. There are some rules regarding the fastest attack. We'll find out. But GG to DEIFY definitely dominated this round on Cliff. They had everything right. And yeah, they played it better, I would say. But again, to be honest, I think Naive was just because this is not the play that DEIFY made is a very common play, and I thought maybe Naive will be better prepared for it. However, DEIFY they got two attacks on the hill without taking any shot, and then they were able to rotate I7 around. The Badger from DeFi also played well. He did not go to F2. He made kept an eye on 1-2 line and rotated out. But let's go over scoreboard here. Noodleton, 9 out of 9. Chad definitely did his job in this game. Had a decent game. He went up, outplayed both CSs. I think one of the CS maybe was helping the bat chat. That's what I think happened. But he made his shots count, got to the hill while he was pretty healthy. Toxic Burn Chieftain, 7 out of 8. Good game by him as well. He was able to get punished way more than he should have been. 2600 damage. It's not easy. EPZ snipes in TVP. 2200 damage, 2 kills. I feel TVPs were out of the game for too long. Then they had to rush because they had triple cap going on. Kaizo has 7, 2 shots of damage. And in TVP, 3 shots of damage, but 1k. Cynic has 7. He was the first tank that was trying overpeaking to get reset. He survived the first peak, but I don't think he got a reset at that time though. But yeah, as soon he went in, he just died. Mr. Fuzzy, yeah, unfortunate. He took out a kill, but yeah, he confirmed the kill. I think there was no one else to confirm it, but only able to reload once. But one shot was unfortunate. Great focus fire from those CS. They just bled that V5. Google did a good job on him. They were also punishing I7. Over on DeFi side, we have Zexamax in CS, 2900 damage and a kill, punished the V5 as well as when he was one shot in that, he just made it tough for Naive. Not that would have mattered, but I think those micro plays can help a lot. Jim Leahy and Chieftain with 2800 damage, one kill. He held his place in the middle. I was a bit worried about him. I thought he might go down to the TVPs. Good game by him. Sweet Pea and 7, 1900 damage. Unknown Slayer and 7, 1900 damage. Frenzy Shot in Bad Chat, 1100. Caboose in CS. 2 shots of damage. And Mechanomics in QL with 1 shot. 600 damage and a kill. So I would say overall, DeFi had a better plan and a better execution. They just caught Naive out of position. And once you're in that spot where you have to rush in for resets, things usually don't end up for the team that have, or not the defending team. This is a tiebreaker. Naive defending, DeFi on attack. I think the morale must be really high on DeFi side. They were down to 3-1. They leveled the score. And meanwhile, while we're waiting, if you haven't entered in the warm-up event for Order 66, definitely I would say give it a try if you are available that time. They have a decent pricing as well, if I'm not mistaken. The warm-up event. It'll be over in 2 days, so Saturday and Sunday. You don't really need a team. All you need is 2 more friends. You're good to go. The deadline being 28th, which is Thursday. Okay, Thursday is the deadline. Friday, I guess they'll release the brackets, and then games will be on 30th, April 30th and May 1st. Okay, so they have figured it out. So DeFi will be defending because they had the fastest attack. I think that's how it's determined. I could be wrong, but we'll ignore the details. But DeFi is defending on Ghost Town, and NAIV will be attacking. Again, it's a very balanced map. Ghost Town, it's a small map, and like multiple rotation can be made. I think it's one of the most balanced maps. And for 7v7, I feel the smaller maps the games could be more exciting because of the amount of rotations you can make. NAIV is ready. They have all their 7 tanks picked. No premium tanks, so it's safe to say they're not picking a Tron. They might go for an E4 though. Very common for Ghost Town. Or on DeFi side, they are defending. They have 4 tanks picked and 1 premium. I hope that's not a Tron though. I don't know how effective a Tron or Tyrant could be on Ghost Town defense. Especially if NAIV go for a rush cap play. I don't think they will do that, but you never know. DeFi is ready. I'm glad I decided to stream this game. I wasn't aware, just saw the chat and just jumped in, and glad I did. We had the game went to tiebreaker. On knife side, we get type 5 Chud and sitting in type 5 Kai, Zio Newton I7, MVG and types in 50B, and Mr. Fuzzy in E4. Usually the team with more type 5s win the small maps just because the type 5. Over on DeFi side, we have Chicken Hunter, Jim Leahy, Unknown Slayer, Superconk, Caboose in type 5, Monkeynomics and Zex in 50B, and Frenzy in Tehran. Both teams opting against a bat chat. Looks like the 50B will give the boost to Terran. Only thing I'm not sure is when the Terran tries to go for reset, will he get spotted? Okay. The climb was not successful, at least first attempt. And that's one of the things I don't like about climbs. You have to be really good at climbs because now those 52 are busy, and NAIV was able to take map control for free. Jim Leahy a little bit unsafe here because no one's watching the map. Frenzy did manage to get up the hill, and I think if 50Bs push one line, Frenzy can punish them. I don't know if he has any solid cover though, or maybe Camo is the only friend. And looks like Knife is falling in trap. 250Bs against the 250B support of a Tron. These 50B has to be careful though. Max and Monkeynomics has to be careful because there's a huge opening here. And they are spotted. They are spotted. And I think they will lose these 50 Bs for free here. Will they? Mr. Fuzzy fired and missed. MVG getting ready to peak. I don't know if the Tehran has render. Those 50B Monkeynomics trying to escape. I don't know if he can, but they need to leave the spot where they are because of that cross there. They have 7 tanks, or at least 5 tanks looking at on those 50Bs. So they need to drop the spot and leave. One of them dead. Zex trying to leave, not so far. Jim Leahy took a shot from E4. Chicken Hunter also took a shot. Zed took a shot. $50B. They're blind firing Terran. I don't think he's spotted. 50B took a shot. They have to be careful. I don't know. I think they're trying to get safe, but NAIV is just pushing them to a corner. Type 5 took a hit. And he missed a shot. Type 5 should not be missing. Still even though. 5 of the tanks took some damage. That's not a huge issue though. They're defending. They still have tanks in the right position. I've can't really cap. And Jim Lee, he's the only one that I was worried about. He took another shot from E4. He needs to get inside of that house, first of all. He needs to leave that spot. Not through that side though. He needs to stop peeking because if he dies, if they lose a tank, then it'll make things a lot easier for NAIV. He needs to stop trying to do damage. That E4 not, I don't know how he's not spotted. Is that because of the tree? E4 is pre-aimed for Super Conqueror. He's playing with fire. Type 5 penned a shot on E4. There is a 3k HP difference though. So far, the things are looking in favor of NAIV. 2 Super Conquerors, they did create a cross. They're kind of safe on the cap. I7s from NAIV are rotating out, but again, the concern here is Jim Leahy is not being covered by anyone. They're blind firing Terran. Terran, did he do any damage yet? No. He does not have render on 50Bs. 50Bs are already also rotating out. They managed to come in and then get out without taking any damage. That will be huge. And Jim Leahy goes down. Who hit him? Was that Snipes? No, I don't know how it works. Quickly. This guy has no damage. Okay, Snipes does have 2 shots. Maybe it was the 50B. The Tehran, finally, they were able to blind fire him. They are very accurate to predict where he is. I guess there's not many spots he can go. And, that's one of the things I don't like about climbs. Because if the team guesses or get an idea where you are, they'll just keep doing that. He's been lucky so far, but I don't know how long he can survive. The I7s are now rotating around along with 50Bs. They will spot these 2 Super Conks that are not hulled down. You can enter God Amarak. He's not going to escape. Took another shot. 50Bs will clip him out. And unfortunately, he's bouncing. Down to 1200. Is down to 1 shot. Yep. They have a clip, so they can bounce the first 2 and still finish. Chicken Hunter goes down. Noodleton took a shot. They are up on 4k HP and they're up on 2 tanks. So NAIV looking strong at this point. Unknown Slayer took a shot from, was that a Type 5? No, Mr. Fuzzy. No, it wasn't Mr. Fuzzy. He took a shot from someone. 50Bs coming in now. They're getting punished by those I7s. If they can take both these I7s out here, which I doubt they will, that might give them some hope. 50B is coming behind. And this Type 5 had to hold his shot and then and the side of 50B. He just rushed. I don't think it would have made a difference. 3 KHP advantage. 50Bs are loaded. They're just coming in. They're going to finish Zex here. Snipes rammed as he was reloading. Took another shot. MVG finished. Zex, Turan still alive. And he spotted, took a shot. He'll take another one. Monkeynomics finishing MVG with the ram. It's Type 5 versus... Oh, Monkeynomics still alive. Another ram. And it's Type 5 versus the entirety of NAIV. However, he did set E4 on fire. Maybe he'll take it out. So the game did... again, I think it was a bit close than it should have been, considering how much advantage NAIV had. But I think they're like, we're up on HP. We can just finish it. Going over our scoreboard here, we have Chad in Type 5, 3,500 damage. Got a kill. Mr. Fuzzy and E4, 3,300 damage and a kill. Snipes and 50B, 2,800 damage and 3 kills. Kaizo and I7, 2,200 damage. 5 out of 5 shots spent. Noodleton I7, 2k damage or 2,100 damage. MVG and 50B with 1,100 and Cynic in Type 5 with 2 shots of damage. Over on DeFi side, Caboose in Type 5 with 3,700 damage. Monkeynomics and 50B. 3k damage. Unknown Slayer and Super Conk, 2,800. 20 shot in Tron. He did get 2 shots of damage in the end. But yeah. Maybe if they had, instead of Tron, they had another Type 5, it could have been a different outcome. But the Tron didn't have rendered on those 50Bs, and which I think was what they were relying on, either to reset the cap with Tron or punish those 50Bs. 50Bs came in, went out without taking any damage, and yeah, on Zexamax and 50B with 1,100, Chicken Hunter and Super Kong. 2 shots of damage. At Jim Lay, he had no one covering him, and I think I was worried about him from the very beginning. With no damage. GG to both teams. Great games, I would say. NAIV up to 3-1. DeFi leveled it up. Score was 3-3, and then NAIV won the tiebreaker. They were definitely the better team in the last game. They had complete control of the game. They were up by 2 tanks, and they're like, okay, let's just finish them off now. But GG to both teams, and congrats to NAIV for winning the first round of the first phase of the main season of GTL. Yeah, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll leave the giveaway running. I'll probably win maybe tomorrow. If you have entered, you don't have to be here. If you win, I'll whisper you that you won. That's okay. We don't have enough entries for me to draw it yet. We'll leave it running, and I'll whisper you if you guys win. But that's it for tonight. For the comp games, I'm gonna reset the stream, just refresh in a second, and we'll play some pub games. Our usual below average YOLO gameplay. So I'll be back in 1 second. Once again, thanks for watching, guys.